Alright, welcome back to the Lunch Zone Summer Edition. I guess Pride Edition. I mean, there's gay people in this game.
Sure.
We've been called the F slur a lot. So happy Pride.
It is June.
It is June, yes.
Yeah, so officially.
Yeah.
I'll start us off with our land acknowledgement, and then we have stuff to continue to investigate. We acknowledge in Milwaukee that we are on traditional Potawatomi, Ho-Chunk, and Menominee homeland along the southwest shores of Michigami, North America's largest system of freshwater lakes, where the Milwaukee, Menominee, and Kinnickinnic rivers meet, and the people of Wisconsin's sovereign Anishinaabe, Ho-Chunk, Menominee, Oneida, and Mohican nations remain present. At present, there are 573 federally recognized American Indian and Alaska Native tribes and villages with government-to-government relationships with the United States. The citizens of these nations are also citizens of the United States, and their languages, cultures, and histories are a part of our shared story. Land acknowledgements help us to remember these nations and the ancestors who were stewards of the places where we live. For more information, go to the Bureau of Indian Affairs or the National Congress of American Indians. Alright, time to remember what I was doing. I really should just keep a note in my phone. I had a friend who told me whenever they're playing multiple games, they just keep a little post-it where they write the last thing that they were doing.
Right. So we need to bring in an official summer journal.
Yeah. Because there's, as you can see, there are so many quests and just things you can do.
You just got the ledger, so that's a good place to start, I think.
We should have probably gotten that a long time ago.
No, it's okay. We were figuring things out.
Found in the trash. A pitiful
How are we
white
doing?
and yellow papers
I
hanging
went
from plastic
camping,
board,
which was pretty fun.
barely held together by a little.
It was actually all the way in Peru, Indiana.
I know that campground. I camped at that campground.
Miss Haven?
Yeah.
Peru,
yeah.
Indiana.
I
No,
spent a long time in the Scouts. So.
it was a really nice campground.
Did you camp a lot?
I used to when I was younger, but I haven't since the pandemic, just because I never had people to go with. But now I have people to go with, so me and 3 other people did a little road trip.
My wife and I have very different perspectives on camping because I camped in the Boy Scouts, so it was very activity forward.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I can't go camping with her because I'm very bored.
Just sitting.
You need a fun thing to do.
Structured
Or
activity.
activity. It doesn't have to be fun. I was the oldest scout in
There's
the
a
troop
piece
for
of
a long
toilet
time.
paper.
Very
Or is it
rarely was it a
King's
fun
Ship?
activity.
It's amazing.
Mostly it was teaching kids how to tie fucking knots.
Below the
Yeah.
tropics.
I need something.
Yeah, that's
Do
fair.
not look into its blue heart. It's
But you
just
don't know.
toilet
You
paper
do this
sticking
thing.
to the back of the plastic board. You can take it
Your
off if you
thing and we
want.
can,
Still wet.
Yeah, we're trying to
The toilet
recover.
paper
Still
feels
trying to, I don't
awful.
know, my brain still
Easily.
feels like it's
All you have
fried.
to do is shake it off with your
That's also
finger
because
and voila,
it's
an
finally
aluminium block
spring-ish,
runs the width
so
of
all
the
the
board.
pollen is actually
Oh,
out.
yeah.
It's driving me friggin' nuts.
It's the only thing keeping the papers together.
But no, we went
A regular pencil,
to
the tip worn down to
Saturday.
nothing,
We went
has been
to
attached to the clip.
the
surface is interrupted by a
River
silvery
West
sticker.
rummage sale.
It's
thing.
rectangular.
What?
It was really fun.
That
Found some
thing.
cool stuff.
It's
Are you guys
allusion
living over-
watermark. We
you're-
use it
you're
for adding
technically
info.
over-
It depends. Aside
Yeah,
from
we're still right
anti-counterfeiting
across the bridge,
stuff,
but relatively
mine
close.
How many years you've been on the force?
And
It'll have that.
we're just kind of hanging out. Found some cool stuff.
Any capable light with the right way. All
it's
our
fun to
CNC
see what
caps have
is
headlights designed to
vintage.
This means you can
It
rebuild.
breaks my heart. when
It
people are
does.
Like, this thing from 2006 is vintage.
Yeah.
You go to hell and you die. How dare you, sir?
Right. There's a lot of cool stuff that I was like, if you would have,
It's a sorry
I
sight.
just didn't have the heart to be like, this is
They're
not
not
worth
exactly white.
$45
They're yellow
to bargain
patches
someone down
by
to
sunlight
be
and
like, the
alcohol,
Dino
covered in
Crisis
dense blue
Game
handwriting.
Informer that you were trying to sell to me for $45. I'll give you $10 for it. But I don't think anybody else is gonna buy that at $45.
Dino Crisis was not a big enough game.
No.
The case files.
It's not the Donkey Kong country.
No. Just because the map is included doesn't mean it's $45. I'm sorry.
Tell you what, I'll give you $12.
Yeah, I was gonna say
for the map's
for the
included.
map.
These are
So there's a lot of cool stuff that, like, you know, if I was in a more haggling mood, maybe I could get someone to, you know, just basically give me this.
Or a more prosperous social position.
Exactly. That too. Someone was trying to sell the four volumes of The Walking Dead, like the kind of big compendiums. And I was like, I saw it from a distance, and I was like, $10 for all four? $110.
Yikes.
Well, it's like I had the full line of like the Fables hardback.
Okay.
And like the going rate for the full line is like $800.
I was gonna say,
because one of them you can't get for less than $250.
Right.
And the other ones are like, also these are included.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, throw it in too. It's like Pokemon cards,
Yeah.
right? Where it's,
Oh, you mean
I'll
the
give
titular?
you,
Yes.
you know,
well,
$500 for
it's a
your
holdover
one good
from the
card,
early
and
days
just
of
I'll
the
take all the
RCS,
singles.
right after the revolution, when the
But-
organization
this
had
started
little
playing
idea how to do things.
Yeah.
Persist in an
she
unofficial
like got the
capacity.
phone app that has
Officers
actual
use
words
these
before the
titles to
game.
refer
Oh,
to
okay,
the
that's-
Pokemon Go or one of the other
Trade
ones?
the trading card game?
Yeah, the
Oh, okay.
Because her nephew has been into collecting Pokemon cards for
Again,
8 years now.
in your defense,
I
seem
and
to
she
have
was like,
named
we
one.
should learn how to
The
play the
man
game.
with the
And he was
hole in
like,
his
there's a
eye.
game?
Right. Oops. Yeah, you're thinking about
So
the
now she
drives it.
knows how to play the game and
I
has
pray
been like
his loved ones never
researching
fail.
ways to collect Pokemon cards. And I'm like, oh no.
Here's something.
So she got online and just started
Rose bite
looking
through
up
the
single
head.
card prices. I was
He
like, that's cheating
It was
to
worth
collect.
pleasure.
You can't purchase. You can't start a collection by cheating. What are you doing?
You gotta get a box, right?
You gotta like go hunt for cards.
Yeah.
Like you can like fill in the gaps after a couple of years
Yeah.
with online sales, but this is absolutely ridiculous.
You have to go to the store and track them down, you know, the hunting way. And I mean, that adds to the fun too, I feel like.
No,
Like the whole like
ideas?
catharsis of collecting
Yeah.
That's great.
is like
That's
the
actually what I was
completion of a
thinking, too.
hunt.
Right,
The
exactly.
hanged man. I'm going to start calling it the hanged man.
That's
It's
what
good
is
for
hard for
something.
me for, like, there was, I mean, it was like,
close them.
the sale was from that corner by where Collectivo is, across the bridge, all the way down to past Art Bar. So it was probably about like 4 or 5 blocks. And I was like,
intellectual rigor to patch
This
the
is why we
boat
don't live
together.
in There's too many like bullshit weekend events.
yeah.
But lockdown River West.
I was gonna say, first off, that would drive me nuts. But
That's why we love living in Martin Drive.
Yeah.
One weekend there's a rummage sale,
Right.
and it doesn't close the roads.
Right.
It's more of a community garage sale. than a
Right.
rummage sale.
Right. That's the way to go. Because people just try to get rid of stuff. And sometimes you have a lot of cool stuff, but it's like, oh, this is your business. Like, I understand you have to upscale a little bit, but like I can't buy the the $50 price stuff. Game Informers.
I used to do a lot of farmers markets.
Yeah.
Coffee business. I
They
had
give
like a
date
local
and
coffee
time
market,
for the
Mhm.
person to
which is
appear.
like coming
The
back.
rest of the
It's
stinking cellulose
infuriating.
Oh, I'm
is
sure.
The amount of great ideas I had that I didn't have the money to actualize,
Right.
people stole with more money than me.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Frustrating.
But I used to do these farmers markets, and every once in a while you get a farmers market where like it would be me, and, like one farmer,
Sure.
and then a dozen Lululemon vendors, and be like, "What is happening here?"
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Someone to submission with.
I had my aunt and uncle run a organic farm in near Portland, Oregon. I know, very original. But they do the same. You know, they drive to Portland every week
U4-sized pages.
to go to the farmers markets, which are huge, obviously.
The two sides
But
of the
I just don't know how
board, the
they
slides
survive.
Snap
Um,
back into place.
They have an awesome
It should
setup,
be
an
possible
awesome
without resistance.
an
or
awesome,
sound.
like a really
Two
cool
ticket
greenhouse,
stubs
and
and a
like
handmade
they love what they
post,
do,
two
but they live in a house with
octopus
no insulation
reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colours.
because they
all
just
of their
don't.
money is invested in
Yeah.
Access to the
And
You
right-
think that their business could insulate their house.
Right. And right across the street, or like right across the road, is a winery where if they would have, you know, if you buy that land, obviously it's 10 times more expensive because of the because of the runoff from the hill. This is perfect for like the kind of grapes that they're growing. But people like fly, like they'll like Californians fly. They have their own airstrip. Like they fly into this place, and it's like across the way.
Like, there's so many partnerships you can develop with that.
By the time I reach
Right.
the fuel station, it has filled me entirely.
But like because they have their own airstrip, it's not like people are like going to like see the community.
Right, exactly.
It's not like a Door County situation where people come in and they like spend some time in Door County.
Right.
Every step I take
Right.
will get lighter.
Like,
Sorry, no one's going to Beaverton, Oregon.
that's not true. Beaverton is Beaverton is a highlight because of Todd Snyder, who's from Beaverton County, Oregon. Went to Beaverton High School. And, wrote a song about it. And then people started visiting Beaverton to find out why the song was so accurate.
Just because Nike it has a corporate center there. When I would put up you find, I think you got is this the title sequence finally?
Is it?
Yeah. We've been playing.
We're just starting the game now?
Yeah, we all started the sequence now.
There is
Oh no! Never mind. You did die.
Okay, yeah, I read my wife's letter and immediately died.
Oh, okay. The more
died of sad.
You can go back now.
You can't read that.
I was like, oh, did we get the title sequence? Wonderful. No, you're just dead. Sorry.
You put too many pieces together and had an aneurysm?
No, so like I had a letter from my wife that was like hidden within the ledger, and I kept reading it, and I got so sad I died.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're extremely divorced.
Yeah, exactly.
No, we just passed out, like had a heart attack.
I mean, it's you were self-harming in like your moral sense, right? You were digging deeper and deeper, opening that wound, that psychological wound up more and more, tearing off any sutures that were put there by the amnesia caused by overconsumption of alcohol. And I lied, right? They live in Corvallis, Oregon, which is near.
Not Beaverton.
But Beaverton is where I stayed when I put up billboards.
Right.
You mean that it's
Sorry,
a hold
my Oregon brain got fried there for a minute. Because Oregon's all kind of a nightmare as it is.
The boundaries are a little wishy-washy.
Yeah. There's some really beautiful places in Oregon, and also it's Oregon.
And also it's cosmic existential terror.
Exactly. Cannon Beach, one of the most beautiful places in the world.
Did you see the Bigfoot documentary on Hulu? It's like weirdly good.
Really?
What's it called? It
Yeah.
starts as a Bigfoot documentary.
It's unjust.
Because like some people get killed, and they find the bodies.
Sure.
It's proving
And they're like, oh, maybe it was Bigfoot, and then they find out it was really just like rival drug trade.
Sounds about
And they
right.
like dig deeper and deeper. It's like really fascinating in terms of like
just a racist
like a real world Cthulhu
Right.
cover up
Interesting.
situation, but like in reverse.
Yeah, right.
Like maybe it's a monster from outer space,
Right.
but in fact it's
It's
just
just
regular
like-
crime.
Yeah. It's just the two biker gangs going at it. Oregon's is very fascinating place because you have like probably one of the most liberal places in the world, right? With Portland. And then you go east.
Yeah. And then you get off the coast, it's like, oh god. Washington's the same way though.
Yeah, it is. Washington is the same way. Where
I mean, so is California. Once you get into the desert, it's a nightmare.
yeah, just go south a little bit, and you're like that middle of California. It's a real stretch of land. South or north, whether you're positioned, right? We had a.
Is that a time machine or just a jalopy?
It's that's an awesome carriage.
Don't believe it. I'm looking at it. It looks like you're wrong.
Kim is very proud of his awesome carriage. This is like a sports car.
There you go. I'll turn them off when you're done. We just need.
We had a friend who's my technically like a second uncle, whatever. He's a linesman in like northern Idaho /
around the borders of the water
kind of like the line between Spokane, like once you get out of Spokane, you're right in Idaho, basically. Where he has to go when he's fixing like lines, he has to have like a police escort because they're survivalists that live out there. And if they don't have, if you go in their area, it's
bad news.
Yeah, you're not gonna last very long. And the local, the local county, like either parks people or the cops know them, so they can be like, okay, we're having linesmen come out to fix so please don't shoot.
Here is where we score.
We're letting you get a tap off this
right
off this power pole,
yes.
And we're not gonna turn it off for you.
Yes.
So just take your free power and leave the linesmen alone.
Right. Please do not fire at them.
The one that wraps all the way around.
It's not usually the thing people think of when they think of Washington State.
Even for someone who's been on the force
most of the state,
2
actually.
Usually,
that's most states,
right?
Right, like there's this still a myth of a north-south divide. It hasn't been a north-south divide in a very long time. It's always been like an urban-rural divide.
Right, exactly.
For an RCM,
there's people in flying the
Dixie
flag. It's like
a young woman. Honestly, babe.
You live in Wisconsin, bro.
Yeah.
Right. I hate to tell you, this was never part of Dixie.
Yeah.
Not even a little bit.
Not even close.
But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones.
It's about heritage, really?
Really?
I didn't even buy that in places where Dixie
exists. Exactly. Really?
Why not gardening? You've already got the gloves.
It's meant in earnest. Please don't mistake it for a jab. The
the reason rent is so expensive in Charlotte is it's the one blue community in a tri-state area that everyone from North and South Carolina and Northern Virginia are
I'll go to North Carolina.
Interesting.
Because the social safety nets in rural those states is so poor.
That makes a lot of sense. Unfortunately, it's very sad. Yeah. North Carolina, correct?
Yeah. It's right on the state line with South Carolina.
Gotcha. We went to the one trip we took east years and years ago. This is before 2000. This is before 9/11. We went to the Outer Banks, Kitty Hawk.
Mm-hmm.
That was really fun. It was very cool. I don't really remember that much from it because I was also younger, but I remember being fun. But
my favorite thing about North Carolina is the rivalry they have with Ohio about who gets to claim the Wright brothers.
That's right. Yes.
They were born in Ohio, but did their flight tests in North Carolina.
Right.
And so the license, like the mottos for Ohio are like the birthplace of flight, and North Carolina is like first in flight. It's like,
that's actually very fun.
This is the weirdest pissing match I have ever seen.
We want the Wright brothers. No, we want the Wright brothers.
Kuno's got a lot of cool shit there, right?
I'm trying to remember my North-South Civil War divide. The Carolinas were south, is that correct? Or were they north?
It's a vitamin.
I think the reason there are two Carolinas
is
they were split.
You fucking need that
Same
shit
thing
to
with
stay on
Virginia
top of
and
the
West
game.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, don't teach him, Kuno.
And then you get into weird, like, vertical lines, like
You're not
Illinois,
getting this,
Missouri.
pig.
Right.
It completely takes away the hangover. Fuck you, pig. Don't do mag. You're gonna OD and you're gonna
the Mason-Dixon line.
Is it?
Yeah.
You got pretty fucked.
Which is what someone called their alliance on Survivor one time, the Mason-Dixon alliance. And I was like, whoa! I'm not sure we should be.
You really are leading into the bad guy persona.
Yeah. Whoa!
We saw Confederate memorabilia at a boot sale in England one day.
Oh, really?
That's all there
And
is
they
to
were like,
it.
"You're Americans. Do you want some of this Confederate
Like,
memorabilia?" And I was like, "Do you have Nazi memorabilia too?"
Yeah.
They were like, "What?"
Yeah.
I was like,
Understand
"No,
this?
we
Yeah.
don't want Confederate memorabilia."
Yeah.
He seems glad someone understood what he was going for.
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fiddle you. He's gonna put his hands on you.
Just a fundamental lack of understanding.
Right, of making history.
To be fair, English education understands all of other history better, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Everybody, escalate, Kuno! It's
despite it being through the lens of them being kind of big power. That's
the villain of world history. Yeah,
I was trying to say a little more finesse, but I guess I couldn't get around to it that way.
The antagonist of world history. Yeah.
There we go.
You're an English major. Get the right terminology together.
My brain isn't working.
That's funny.
Kuno owns the fat ass.
But we were gonna go see. We were trying to see the Backrooms movie with Bobby.
It did like very well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna fuck
And,
that Kuno up.
I keep seeing advertisements of A24 as an indie studio, and I'm like,
That's
you don't get to.
That's just not true.
That hasn't been true for 12 years.
Fundamentally untrue. And he went with a bunch of people, I guess, and on Saturday, and we were like, "Oh, we'll just go to the theater and buy tickets there." And then we checked. I checked like an hour before, and it was like, the only seats open are the front two.
And I'm so sick.
And I'm like, no, we're not doing this. Sorry, Cobra. I can't sit in the front two seats of the theater. I was like, we'll go see it and we'll talk.
Kuno doesn't.
My wife and I went and saw the Mortal Kombat movie, and I'm disappointed that this is not here.
Do you have any other thoughts on it?
It was great. It was like, here's the thing, is like, I think people go to see camp movies expecting them not to be camp movies, and then are disappointed when they're camp movies. And I'm like, all right, why?
Yeah.
What did you think you were gonna see?
Right.
Like,
cartons, dirty rags.
I think it was better than the first one. I think it was delightful. It was exactly what I wanted it to be.
Right.
It was a nice 2 hours of my time.
That's funny.
We tried a new pizza place afterwards. It was also good for pan pizza. I'm not a pan pizza guy, but for pan pizza, it was delicious. They have a lunch buffet apparently.
Oh, where was that at?
Mountain Mike's in Greenfield.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I have to remember that. Is pan pizza? Can we technically call pan pizza that Detroit style?
They have Detroit style,
okay.
but there's a different. The distinction is like Detroit style doesn't have like a lip where there's not cheese, or where there isn't cheese, so the toppings go all the way to the pan edge.
Gotcha.
Versus pan pizza, which is like a traditional.
Thanks
like
for that, but
like a little bit of dough that's topped.
Gotcha.
Men like this only respect to time to turn up.
Yeah, I haven't seen movies in a while. I'm like, now that like I'm done with finals, I can start seeing
going
things again.
Going back to the theater.
I might go see, what is it? Obsession? Is that
Yes.
the one? Yeah, I think I'm gonna go see that tomorrow night.
The other horror movie people are talking about.
Yeah. I want to see that one too.
All of the reviewers I respect are like, this is the best. And then I do want to see Backrooms.
Yeah. That's the next. I also do want to see Mandalorian and Grogu. Despite it seeming like everybody's like meh to it.
His voice grows.
I mean, I do enjoy puppetry.
Say,
I like the little Grogu
puppet. I want to see them like hang out.
We need more puppets in films. Like, you can get me to come see any film if there's a puppet in it.
There's we were at the mall. I was trying to find shoes before we went to Arizona. Did not work, of course, because why would the mall have shoes? that fit in are cool and nice and not $300. You know?
Now it's not a big deal.
But we walked by Bath and Body Works. They had Mandalorian and Grogu smell.
The small temple by the money.
So kid, of course, we had to buy the Mandalorian and the Grogu smell.
It could literally be anything because it's made up. But
lavender and green apple is Grogu smell, apparently, according to Bath and Body Works.
It seems like a sickly combination of smells.
You would think it actually does smell pretty good. It is two of Kit's favorite smells, so it was a kind of made just for Kit. But we got it in the spray kind, and this morning I woke up as Kit was getting ready, and I was helping get ready helping Kit pack lunch, and I heard the smell go off, and kid I used a little too much, and it's like, it smells like a boys' locker room. And kid's like, how do you know how much to spray? And I'm like, you just kind of got to, gauge it. But I was like, yeah, maybe a little too much this time.
You learn by discovering boundaries.
Exactly.
For instance, it's too much.
It's like, I was like, I know Mandalorian and Grogu smell probably goes crazy in the boys' locker room right now. in the sixth grade locker.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and
You were talking about
feels like you're
shoes.
peeking into someone's
My
home
cousin,
residence.
his like dream business. He used to own a ski shop in Vermont.
This has been hard.
And the reason that he
The door
stayed
is
in
locked.
business as
The
long as he
handle
did
looks shiny, like
was
it's
because he was the
recently
only
replaced.
ski shop at Mount Snow that carried 13 and up boots.
Oh, gotcha.
But like a full line.
Right.
Right? So like where every other ski shop had like one pair of size 14 boots, he was like, I had like 6 or 7 rentals, but his goal, his dream is to start a shoe store called 13 and Up that exclusively carries size 13 and up shoes. The problem is, he was like, I looked into it, and you can't buy parts of lines of shoes. You have to buy the full line. And then the full line only comes with a limited volume of large sizes. So I'd have to like be swimming in shoes that I'm not selling to be able to sell the sizes I want to sell.
Just another way they just try to get you, don't they?
Radio transmitter in the front.
Finding so many ways to.
Under the driver's seat.
All the cracks just keep.
It's like human growth hormone is so popular in like young boys right now, and you're still holding the size 9s.
Exactly, as like the typical go-to, right? For a
One of them particularly catches your eye. A centerfold of an ingenue. The actress is draped in a sheath dress. One of
Emma,
her short
or Emma, yeah, it's Emma wrote
washes
about
over you. Wait, doesn't she
clavicular
resemble someone you know?
in
The
Elena's
actress
class,
and
the
rare
Lux
act looks
Maxer.
like the frequency dial is absent.
And Emma was
It
like, by the end of that
There are
paper, I
so
don't
many
ever want
radio
to see
stations
another
out there.
Lux
Maybe
Maxer
over 100 at least. For contacting the entire
in my
fleet of
life.
flyover,
Really,
dealing with an
really
impressive
theory mongering.
organization.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it. It's
The smell of 1,000
Yeah.
you wedge
Sometimes
yourself under
I'll
the
get
steering
something
wheel
on my
to get a better look.
feed about
Seems like
that guy
a few
because I'm
tools,
kind of
but
interested
one
in the
odd
streaming
detail
world,
does catch your eye.
like passingly
piece of
interested.
sandpaper.
And one of
Another
the
technique. Must be to offer
videos
some extra
was
grip
in
to
the
the
interview
driver's
being like,
The movie
most
stars
people
are
aren't even
still
worthwhile
spotted
talking
on a
to
teledraw
because
slides
all
out
they
from
want to
the
do
seat.
is
It's an issue of
watch
Betty
football
Ferry,
and hang out
who
with their
last when
friends
it looks like
and go to
an
the
article
bar
ripped out
when
from
they should be
a radio
reading
enthusiast.
articles
These
on
formulas
PubMed
look
about how they
ugly.
can become more
Uland frequency
attractive or change their
Never heard
body
of that
type.
before.
And I'm
I
like,
know of FM.
You'd be surprised at how few articles on PubMed
first
about
off,
how about being more attractive and changing your body type. Most of them are like body types exist.
I was gonna say, I was like, first off,
Great.
huh? Second off, oh no, the joy of living.
Alright.
Everything is so miserable in our life. I can't have an hour where I watch, where I turn my brain off and watch my sports team play with my
To be
friends.
fair, you watch baseball. It's not an hour.
It's
It's
2
like
hours.
6.
It's 2 hours.
Oh, I forgot. They've like
They
limited
changed.
pitch times now.
They changed the pitch clock to the pitch clock.
Yeah.
15 seconds.
Yeah, yeah.
Pitches.
It's really streamlined the game.
Surprisingly, it has. 45 minutes have been
We
cut
didn't
off
find
for
anything
the average game
conclusive
time.
linking them to the smuggling operation.
Thomas is
But
furious.
somehow,
It actually kind of ruins my time too, because usually it used to be where I just I didn't have to choose a thing to watch in the evening. I could just have the game on for 4 hours, and now it's only 2 hours. Now I have to fill another 2 hours of my evening.
Thomas says it fundamentally
what
alters
George
the
tells us
flow
about
of the
the
game.
missions.
I was like, wasn't
When we
that
are
the
done
point?
for the day,
It's like,
to my station.
yeah, but it doesn't mean it's a good thing. It's like, all right.
It is worse when you go to a game
There
because
are more than enough.
you don't. I don't feel like you have enough time anymore. Like when you're at the game,
the fact that one
2
hasn't
hours
started
it's like a
already
movie
is
right
both
now.
an
Like
investigation. Especially
whereas
the
if you're
Madrid
gonna
group,
go
all
to the
say, "I
game,
don't like the idea
get something to
of
eat.
internal
If you want to
affairs
walk around the
deciding
ballpark,
that won't help any. As
you can only choose like 1 or 2 of those activities now because it needs only 2 hours. maybe that's
Yes,
just me
well,
spending, you know,
unimportant.
when I used to go to 20 games a year with my father, we would do a lot of different things because we were at the games for longer. Whereas now it's
Can't
like,
you just go early?
see, it's easier said than done.
It's harder to convince people to show up at 2 o'clock for a 4 o'clock game.
And
No,
now,
but how will we walk around the ballpark and get a snack?
yes, you're right. But also, that I'm at the whims of other people, and when you're standing in, you know, when you miss 2 innings because you're in line for a, you know, for a
That's enough
pretzel,
fun with the
drives me
foldable
freaking
hand.
nuts.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Just a second, officer.
But again, maybe I'm just,
Be
you
my
know,
nice- yeah.
imposing
Hello?
my own, like,
Great.
very
What else?
small window of how
Thanks a
baseball
lot.
should
I
be
mean,
experienced
would you know that?
perspective on it. Me and Thomas have something in common.
You can always go back and watch old games if you're really missing out on the 4-hour experience.
I do get YouTube recommendations for old baseball games. And they are like 4 or 5 hours long. Sometimes I will just put them on as a background noise.
Hello,
if I'm
sweetie.
taking a nap or something.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
Why?
No, we
you
haven't even
are,
talked to the
officer.
cryptozoology. Just like,
Apparently.
no.
And have you found anyone to be sweet to?
I don't know, like...
I'm sorry.
I can't think of
was
any
being
sport that I
overly-
would watch
You must forgive
live
me. I'm
anymore.
getting so
Like,
scatterbrained.
even pro wrestling,
I
it's
completely forgot to introduce myself.
Maybe not AEW. I guess I'd probably
Only
see an AEW show
My
because tickets
husband
are still like
Morel and I
30
are
or 40
staying
bucks.
with our friend Gary
But like the
just down the
WWE
street,
shows
but
are like
I
$100
come here
a
for
ticket
tea
now.
when they're away.
Because
This
they're doing
league
this like
is
weird
wacky
UFC
enough
prices.
for the motley crew. Hire
Thank you,
her
UFC.
on the spot.
Alright. Well, it's all the same company now.
Oh, is it?
So, yeah. Endeavor
Yes,
bought
officer.
WWE.
You look rather dazed.
Is
She
that
won't judge you, no
Dana
matter
White
what you say.
company, or is that adjacent? You know,
You know where we are, right?
evil man.
That's right. In a hostel called the Whirling in Rags, to be precise.
The thing about that's the nice thing
and
about baseball is
how would
you
I
can
even
get in
begin
the
to
door
tell
for
you?
about,
I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but
and then you
everyone's
can just say
speaking of
wherever you want,
history.
especially at the Brewers game.
You know
Yeah,
what
Brewers,
year it
White
is.
Sox.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
that's
like,
right, dear. Have
The
some
teams
fun.
that are built on
Here,
like
Take this
essentially
pen.
Her relief is
Yeah.
palpable.
communities.
Right.
She's getting
As
pretty.
opposed
I
to the
can
Cubs
tell
where
that
they
this
Yeah.
is
actually have, like,
taxing for you, so I'll
security
just
checking
ask
your
one
ticket.
more question.
Which,
What
you know,
regime
is
are we
very
living under? What mode of
they've.
government?
I mean, it's the you get your two opposite ends of the spectrum there of baseball
No.
franchises, I guess.
Sadly not. Revachol is what's called a zone
Which is kind
of
of it.
control.
I was looking at
under an alliance of
tickets for the NBA Finals out of just
And you were
pure
doing so well.
pure
But
fascination.
we should stop for today, sweetie.
Uh,
You look like you.
She's scared.
Guess how much a near courtside
realized you
seat
really are
would
brave.
cost for a
defeat,
Knicks for one
I'm
Knicks
afraid.
game.
The people
during the
of
NBA
this
Finals.
archipelago tried to build something new, something different. It has something to do with
No,
it.
no, oh, near courtside
Someone more
Oh.
educated,
for the finals in
I'm
New
not
York.
an-
of
$1,400.
course. Then I
$1,800.
don't know.
$2,600.
Someone rich, maybe?
You were way off. You gotta go way higher.
$13,000.
Almost $1 million.
What?
Almost $1 million for a ticket. One ticket for a
I
courtside
don't
seat at the
like
NBA
baseball.
Finals.
I don't like basketball that much.
Yeah, it's.
I think I'd rather go see a WNBA game at this point than an NBA game. Mostly because I'm a stickler for fundamentals.
It is more fun to watch, I will say.
Do you remember who Joyce is?
Joyce is the lady we were debating on the boat.
Okay.
Yeah, who was
Yeah.
on the far side. Who was the kind of trying to break up the union strike. She's like the diplomat from the bigger corporations that are.
I think put away my crowbar.
You keep holding it, right?
It's like, I don't know. That's a whole thing.
I'm very happy that the Thunder lost, but that's a whole different story about ethics in basketball. So. Their main player of the Thunder has been known for flopping and drawing fouls in a very way that
You're
are
back.
very
Good.
frustrating. And
What can I help you with?
If you go back to back in the
Isn't that a
finals,
technical foul?
That's the man who was killed.
technically, but
If it's
I'm
called.
afraid this
yeah,
is a
but the way he
discussion for
plays is
once we've
very.
cleared the lynching
But
question.
there's a trend in sports officiating to side with winning teams.
Better not tie the fourth day to the batsman.
The last two games, luckily against the Spurs in the
Yes,
OKC,
my eyes on
was
the harbour have sent
officiated
word
very
to that
well.
effect. What have you discovered?
No major discrepancies in the R2D report or whatever.
No, actually pretty good.
What is it
It's a
called? The
relief
R.
to know
I
someone has
can't
looked into
remember
it.
now.
If
Yeah,
I may ask,
the
will there be an
post game
official I assume you
The
discussed
assessment
sports
that
machine.
proves that basketball is kayfabe.
Basically, yeah.
The lieutenant is about to interject.
But it's just like the kind of rundown of like if somebody is going to be, if you're going to have somebody go back to back in the NBA Finals, children will start emulating the play of these players, right? So it's better for basketball to have somebody who plays through fouls and is like an actual tough player and brings a sort of like grit and like actual like love of the game than somebody who is unfortunately. I mean, I don't want to call him a flopper, but he's a flopper.
I had an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say.
Plays the game away that I don't agree with, I guess.
Momentary lapse of faith
Most old
they were
heads might.
dispatched after I
Every word.
This is a thing.
member
that
of the board. I tried to convince
get
my employer
conflicted
it was
about,
simply a
particularly
piece
in
of
pro
rhetoric. Absolutely not.
Where players will like
These
play through,
mercenaries
or
are
where wrestlers will wrestle
Who are
through
they?
injuries, and like, why
Crenell,
are you doing
an
this?
Oranese military company.
Or like people
as far
refer
as I
to
know,
like
3 arrived in Martinez. They
like
report to me
Chris
sporadically.
Benoit,
They wear ceramic
murdered
armor,
his wife
have
and family and then
semi-automatic
committed
weapons
suicide.
and years of combat
But
experience.
people still refer to
They
like
also
his
have
wrestling
trauma
as
and
like
stressor disorder and no idea
amazing
how
wrestling. And I'm like,
the
well,
is.
it forced him into enough brain
I don't know
damage
his
to
real
murder
name.
his family and
Sexually
Yes,
himself.
assaulted a
right.
local
So
woman
maybe that
while
isn't
he
the
was
kind of
drunk and
wrestling we
separated
should
from his
consider
unit.
as like
This allows
peak
some of the more
wrestling.
As the
military
as the like gold standard.
Yeah.
He was taken out behind the
Yeah,
whirling
I guess that's
and
good.
lynched last Sunday night. Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this
Because
matter
after like
with
Steph Curry
anyone
played,
there.
people started
The
playing
remaining
Steph
2
Curry.
Crenell contractors carry out
Kids
their
started
orders.
shooting more
For
threes,
now,
more didn't
it's
step
a
back
smoke
jumpers.
In secret, they are conducting
the
an
big
independent
controversy
military
in the NBA
tribunal
right now.
into the lynching.
Yes, Caitlin
One-
Clark.
What is the nature of this?
Whether
Spends
to
half her time
execute
shooting
one,
from half court.
some,
You're talking
Knocking
all
down
of
threes.
Which is crazy. But also they don't.
Because she's just gonna get hacked to hell if she gets any closer. Like,
it was
They
the
don't,
union
and that's the
who
crazy
done
thing
that
too.
to
Is they don't protect her at all.
My
Like,
hope is that you
Oh, there's
provide
a lot of
a single
resentment.
concrete
yeah,
suspect.
exactly. Because
If you
the
don't pin
players
this on
who are
someone good
who
and do
are
it
there
fast,
before her,
they will
the veterans
identify
are just
and
so
execute
mad.
everyone.
that she's better than them.
Yeah. and there's a certain gender dynamic I think that happens as well.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade
that
a beehive,
could
Lieutenant?
be interesting to research as well.
These
There
men
might be a racial
work in
dynamic too.
tandem
I don't
Yeah.
want to like
using
blame
semi
it
and
on that.
fully automatic
I
firearms.
think there's something about
Their
that
armor
too.
is virtually, as I
This
said,
like tiny white girl
a
comes in
bloodbath.
and like
Takes away, yeah.
takes the attention away from what has been
many
a pretty
bleak
solidly
scenarios
like,
have already
black
come
outlet
true.
for
Right.
excellence.
Exactly.
All we can do is keep the rest
And
from
there's
going
the kind of
same way.
aspect that
One single concrete suspect
like sexual
delivered into
orientation as
civil
well,
court,
where it's
and I
like
may be able
there
to
is a
defuse
team that
this
has
situation.
like 2 like lesbian partners on it as well. And in the finals
Why?
last year, they both
Their
got
public
absolutely
resume is
scored
relatively
on,
good.
like, destroyed. And it's like,
Military
how do they go home and talk about it? We both got absolutely lit up.
I think it's better than if one of them gets absolutely
It's, I think
lit
so
up,
too.
You know, like,
It might make them stronger. It's a
trauma bond.
Yeah.
You still have access to the ICP's database.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the...
In my line of work,
What-
it pays
what
to
are we
do your
learning from
research.
Joyce here?
Okay,
I was prepared to deal with the RCM.
So you found
I
out
didn't
that
understand how you'd be dealing
there's
with a group
basically
like
like
Crenell.
some goons that she was given to supposedly protect her, but they're not really doing that. They're just causing violence for no reason.
Gotcha.
And one of them got drunk and assaulted a local woman, and so a bunch of the union members got together and lynched him. And so basically, they're like, either you need to find one person for us to blame this on, or we're going to end up executing like a bunch of these union members.
Interesting. Okay. And that, yeah, and the guy's hanging is the one.
Yeah.
Why, if the boat is docked, why are the sails up?
That's a good question.
For fun. So that way we know it's a boat.
I mean, it's super dangerous, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like
you're gonna drag anchor.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have.
And it doesn't look like that dock's too sturdy.
However, orders take time to reach what is, or he didn't.
Okay,
This
so they're
is
trying to
information
find
passed on
somebody
to
to
me from
blame
some
the lynching on.
teenagers loitering around.
Correct.
The remaining contractors.
Can we blame it
Their
on her?
tribunal that the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked.
The lieutenant consults his notebook.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching.
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gate. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor.
It was the
about a
lady
rumor.
cab driver.
In
It's
any
like the
case, one of the
only
colonel's remaining
mysterious woman we haven't spoken
colleagues.
to.
You meet her soon enough,
Interesting.
you feel.
The plot thickens.
You mean, did I see him alive? Lely, his service name, a nom de
It
guerre,
is fun
most
to
likely.
when the game starts to kind of finally.
Wouldn't divulge
I like the
his
kind
full
of
name.
surrounding elements as
Mm.
well.
One of them did.
But I do
A
like
bad
it's
sign
like
if there
actual
ever was
detective
one.
time. The story's unraveling.
We watched
Hard to
Spider
say
Noir
which.
last
He
night.
had
Oh, you
a
did?
combat
How's that?
injury on his lower jaw.
Delightful.
It may
Okay.
his age, or
I'm a sucker for like noir and like pulp era story in the
He
first
was,
place, but like
Occidental, I think.
it was great.
Like
Okay.
brown
And
hair,
like not like
mixed
good.
accent.
Don't get me wrong.
Oh,
But like fun.
But
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
yeah.
In a way, it was humanizing.
Get Nicolas Cage as
You
a
had to
spider
learn to speak
detective.
through it.
Nicolas Cage
Through the
in roles
injury.
where he knows exactly
That's
how
all I know, I
ridiculous he
guess.
is
Yes.
are perfect for
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Relatedly,
It's a real Will Shatner situation.
Yeah, true.
I rewatched the movie Willy's Wonderland with a friend last
Mm,
week.
mhm.
And that's like it's a 2021 film, so I think that was actually before the Five Nights at Freddy's film
Yes,
came out.
yes.
Yeah, so this was like a like very obvious like Five Nights at Freddy's like parody or whatever.
Yeah.
Where like Nicolas Cage is the security guard, except for like he's the strongest silent protagonist ever. Like he, instead of like being scared of them, he just beats the shit out of all of these animatronics for 90 minutes and doesn't say a word. And then the film ends.
I love that.
It's a real I Am Legend situation.
Yeah, I was gonna say. That's awesome.
They've gone to
It
ground,
was,
as
it
it
was
were.
fun.
I'm
It was
glad.
a
I
fun
don't
film.
recommend
Okay.
seeking them
That's
out.
the.
For
That's
one,
been that was added to the
they
list.
don't have the same respect for the
things we'll get to
Revachol
eventually,
Citizens
so I'm
Militia as
excited
I
to-
do. To
Watch
put it
that.
bluntly,
Watch the new
Vigilantes.
season of QI that just aired.
You're a professional
QI.
officer of the only
What's that?
legitimate authority.
QI
on
is
the
a
ship.
British panel show that's
Mm.
mostly trivia, and where I get a lot of my like research.
you're likely to
connection
run into them
ideas.
eventually.
Okay.
When that happens,
Also,
I'll be in a
like,
better
ideas for
position to
future
mediate
shows.
if I don't appear.
So like they
involved.
come up, they like provide some
One is
context for like
obviously the
weird
scout
stuff.
leader
Mm.
at the harbor gates.
So that's where
The
I
one
found out
chanted
that
the idiotic slogans. The other
South
has a
American
vantage
giant
point in the
tortoises
building
didn't
south
technically
of the
exist until
roundabout.
200 years
They
after
were
we
keeping
discovered them.
tabs on you while
Because the way
guys in
an
the
animal
royal
technically existed was a sample had to be brought back to the Royal
may be so.
Society.
Oh.
And people
still
kept
hope you-
eating. They were
All
too
your talk of
delicious,
averting
so
They
they kept
wouldn't-
getting. They never made it back
Your concern
because the
is
crews
your
would just eat them all before they got back.
That's so
Where
funny.
is your review of contacting them?
So there's some like
I'm
STS
not
stuff
an
to like
undercover
think about
agent.
in this
There's
space
a
of like how do we
shortcut. I hope I can
define what
answer it
counts as
better.
real.
Interesting.
I found out
Seems you're
that
sharing, man.
Then we're on the same page.
in the zoological
Execution
community,
stuff.
like zoos, not like biology.
report the
Well, I
record.
guess
Not on
biology
this matter.
happens in zoos,
I'm
Right.
afraid
but you
5
can't
days,
purchase
not more.
animals.
it's a
like,
matter of days.
It's like
I am
been
sorry to have been the
outlawed.
bearer of bad
And so there's this
news. Of course.
elaborate like trade
Excuse me.
system
It was
where
taken
like
with a
8
trigger
penguins
not long
count
ago.
as one
demand.
giraffe.
Interesting.
Is relaxed.
So just to look at like the post capital
Sorry.
like
Try and do like,
world of it all.
yeah.
If I can
would
read
be
the
interesting.
web, I can't.
That's very almost
That's how you
non-human,
read this story. The points themselves don't have
economy in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Port cities. This is an Oronese
It's like
map
para-capitalism,
of
I
the
guess.
Yeah.
waterways.
You could line it up with
Worn
like
by
the
wayfarers
Sing
of the
book,
DeLorean century.
Mushroom at the End of the
Over
World.
3,
Uh-huh.
the
Like,
sailor's
there's
soul
some,
would
like,
use it to fly back home
theoretical
if they should
overlap
die
there.
abroad.
Right. Mm-hmm.
This is a sort of
But yeah, every series they put out is like a new letter of the alphabet, and they're on W. They just
Oh,
that
release
is
W.
precisely
Interesting.
what the sailors feared
Cool.
when they drew these maps.
It's fun.
That's very.
Quite a few.
It's very fascinating. The
Very
kind of
full.
It's like
histological
The
panel
element.
show
Oronese-
comedians as well.
Then he
so
made
it's like
his
a
way
silly
to the
take on
Pretto
the-
Grande,
Real
through
Science.
what I think must be the
It's hosted by
canal,
Sandy
an
Toxic
artificial
right now.
Revachol.
The first half
Those
was
are the
the
two
guy who
constants.
played
Redefort on the shoulder and Revachol in the
I
heart.
forget his name,
They
but he was in
You
like
said
the
you
Harry
can't-
I
Potter
can't.
movies and like
This man was no sailor, and these are
Somewhere
like
in
big,
an office
heavy,
lit by
gay
a single
man
green
from
desk lamp,
England.
Captain Ptolemaeus Price,
He's a
58,
scientist.
in Martinez looking into Krenel. He writes in
He has a
mind.
background.
Then the man puts down
Anyway,
his pen and
Sandy
rubs his
Toxic is
temples
the
with
new
That
after
makes
like
sense to
season
me.
series
we
N.
have
I
no
think
more use for a map of the
she took
waterways.
over.
Just like
She's
we
been
don't
on,
need
like,
sailors the way we used to.
Bake Off.
This is what the custom
but
with his
she's
platoon
got a
members.
PhD in anthropology.
The other
So
contractors.
it's interesting.
Though I do not suggest you go and show them
Yeah.
that picture. This
I
man
like
was their
the.
friend
That's
and
what's.
comrade.
I
am
do
relieved you
bring me
think
a lot of
so.
joy is the.
Is there
kind of
anything else
crossover
I can help you
between,
with? This
You know, people who are
reality.
relatively, at least engaged in intellectual
yes.
discussions
Don't
and
be
communities,
fake,
and
We
the
may
kind of
be here
crossover
a
with
while
being able
then.
to do it in a kind of comedic setting,
All right,
right?
we're in.
We're in
Whereas, most
Martinez.
are. I mean, not to say that
baby.
there's a lot of.
Martinez is a district
There's still
of
like intellectual
Revachol.
communities in America, but not quite the
You
same.
would be excused for not knowing
Yeah.
about it.
You know, we don't
Unimportant,
cross
they
over
say.
quite the same way. Maybe.
Forgotten even.
Yeah, and I think there's like
I'm not a good ambassador.
so the UK has a
I've
very
only been
like
here once before.
weird
This place
level
used to be a
of
province. A workers'
like the
resort
panel
before the
show
city
level
split. It's not
is
really
a very
sea.
weird
It's-
level
yes.
of fame where it's
Interesting.
like
They're on
not
Vast,
movie
lukewarm,
stars,
Sure.
and unknowable.
but like a step
Caillou.
above
Imagine
like
a
club
pebble.
comedian, right? Like
Right.
It is clear this
stand-up
pebble
comedians will go on
is of
panel
enormous
shows to
value
promote
to
their tours or whatever.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Great.
But like
As if
it's
it's
regular work.
self-explanatory.
There's like a
History
class of
detective.
comedian that is
They
like the
built this
panel
city
show
to
comedian.
resolve
Sure.
the nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminar
Yeah, it's like a
in
weird-
the DeLorean century. They
So
say
much of it
it's
is
where the
dependent
terrible-
on like
By that I
class
mean,
structure
we are
Yeah.
standing
Mhm.
on a
that like we just
fertile,
don't have
self-sufficient
in the same
island,
way.
able to sustain up to
And, like,
200 million.
For a while, I thought you
In
might
the
be able
middle
to
of
do
the
a similar
insular-
structure based
we're
off
quite
like
a way
political
off, 22
affiliation, but that
kilometers
has
from
gotten
the
so
center of the
like
world. That's solder
there's
at night.
there's
The
no
bank of
over
the
there's not
world
enough
building.
overlap there
The bottom
anymore to
floors are
like find
Insiacom.
humor in it.
Yeah.
Coalition
Or if
government.
the overlap is there,
Silence.
it's so divisive that
Water,
they don't even understand
light.
that it's there.
There
There is
right?
no recognition.
It's like you're talking about the same thing.
She observes eyes
So yeah, it's a little
scanning
bit
the horizon.
tricky in that way.
This is
but,
one thought you need.
Was there something else
like
you wanted
David
to
Mitchell
know?
is like in
I
this
remember-
level. of
This has been
comedian.
informative.
Mhm.
Thank you. I'm sure might I suggest not
think
asking
we
them
should.
all right now?
But yeah, it's a very
Absolutely.
interesting kind of
My
like
commitment here
the whole
is
like
long-term.
genre of
It's
British
better
panel
not to read
shows
all
is
your
really
candid
ripe
one.
Indeed.
for investigation.
I'm always at your service.
It's very kind of epistemological in a way,
These
right?
are-
Too.
I thought about trying to reach out to my.
Unimportant
I think we
times,
talked about this, but I thought about trying to
You
reach
and I
out to
were
my
born
contacts
after the
at
for
Dropout
the big time.
The smile
and
of
see
a
about
predator.
doing an ethnography
No
similar.
doubt.
There's an
The
ethnography that
revolution.
came out in the early '90s
It's
called
quite
like
easy.
Producing
Every
Public
100 years
Television,
or so,
Producing
our
Public
species
Culture,
gets together to decide
which is
what's
like
next. Who gets shot in the head? Those would be the
an
communists.
anthropologist doing an
Generally
ethnography
speaking,
that
40
like
million
was
people
embedded
She's
in
not
this
bloated.
longitudinal
And the anarchists, too. They shot them well. Did
BBC
they ever?
documentary.
Before
I
they
think.
got shot themselves, yes,
Either
the
BBC or
Red
PBS.
Deluge.
Mhm.
Oh, lots of people. Even the
That
king
really
got
could be
shot
a
in the head.
foundational
Or
groundwork
thrown
for
beneath a
like
horse.
looking at
Or the real king
essentially streaming
abdicated and lived
studios
out
as,
a
like,
long and productive life as a
the
venture
next
capitalist
unique
in
way
Grad.
of developing culture around
I prefer the term
content.
risk
Right.
averse.
Mhm.
Particularly
Him
with
and
kind
tens
of
of
like the
thousands of his
insulated
wonderfully. The
community
liberals got the
development
mineral
that
rights.
develops in these
And by
streaming
mineral
platforms,
rights,
Right.
I
Right.
mean
Like,
liberals
you
are
have
usually middle
dropout
class people
who, like,
detectives.
that's the stuff
Or
they
the
watch.
remaining some were rich enough to stay with the
Um,
constitution,
And then they kind of
with
can,
monarchy,
and then you,
They didn't
and then when you
win
identify
so
them
much
in
as
other things,
survive
like, oh,
to
drop out
foreign intervention.
comedian, right?
Right, yeah. But the reason that
The
there's a
coalition
connection there
nations.
is like I think
Grad.
Dropout is the closest
There is
thing to like the
bitterness in
British
her
panel
voice.
show.
Okay,
It's
interesting.
a little bit too silly sometimes.
She's
but,
right.
like,
The moralists believe in keeping
So you're still kinda
everything
trying to engage
exactly
with
the way, at least
those
not in the
spaces.
same
was like competitive,
manner
like
and volume as the others do.
competitive, like
The
you're not
rules
really
of
competing for
revolution.
anything.
Right.
But, like
This is their
there's an
zone of
artifice of
control.
competition.
Right.
They embolden the RCM
as a
in crumbs of
format
the
for a
same law they
program.
took.
Sure.
Technically speaking,
It's
you
interesting
are a
because
moralist.
that's
A devout man.
If you think
of the
about,
center.
I'm thinking about, you know, of course, I'm
Hard to
back to
come
Fisher
by.
stuff, but like
It's good to have someone
his
who takes
idea
the turn
about,
of the
you know, the
century
kind of
revolution. The
ontological
revolution
is
began in 02.
the kind of big element,
It
the kind of
wasn't a
theoretical
but
through
a
line
what.
is that
A
kind
pandemic
of lost
of
future, right? Where it's like
a
Margaret
particularly
Thatcher came
virulent
in,
prion disease.
gutted
It made
all
people
the
overthrow
public
their
programming
governments.
and
Indeed.
privatized it, and that's why it sucks
Set
now.
up.
And there is that
Microorganisms
time
from
period
Revachol
where
in
it's like the
Grad.
60s, like late 60s,
far.
early 70s,
The
where
world
it's like
managed to cauterize
public
itself.
education, public
Why?
programming
You and I, officer.
was like
Something tells
showing
me
us
her life
these,
and yours are
showing
not
us
that
new
similar.
ways of thinking, right?
Maybe
Where it's
it's
like,
because she has
here's
a
what the
A
future could
city-state
be
divided
if
into
we,
free
you know,
market
if we
zones.
come together as a
Better
culture, right,
typewriters
and be a
fills
community.
the main hall of
And
the
then, you know, we had the
reappropriated
80s
silk
with
mill.
Reagan and
Precinct
Thatcher
41.
just gutting
The
any
zone
sort of
of
like
control
positive,
is the
you know,
third
affirmations for the
modernity.
future.
They developed the marvels.
Whereas
of
now it's like-
Make money while you can, because
communication.
the world's gonna end.
Yes,
Telling us
exactly.
43
Keep
years.
exploiting everybody around you
Hard to fathom
because
the
you
20s
you
saw
know
a
you
decade
are
of
the
urban
only
war
important
west of the
person
river
now,
level.
and
The
the future
30s.
is over. Basically,
Things
just make
settled
yeah
down in
make
the
all the money you
30s.
can.
Revachol
Line the
is
pockets of all the
no.
contractors.
There's an
Mirage.
interesting.
You're welcome to
I
reality.
haven't listened to
From
it
the
yet,
looks of it,
but
the 50s haven't been much better
Hank
for
Green
the
did
zone
like an
of
interview
control.
with the creator.
You can see it
It's
in
an
her
interesting
eyes.
podcast
We could have had
produced
so
by Army
much
Media
more.
Mhm.
about
question.
kind of the dissolution of FEMA
What would you have done differently?
Interesting.
after 9/11,
Mm-hmm.
and like there's like the overall like simplified structure of like Republicans
lost their
underfund
minds.
programs so that they
And how
can
would you
fail.
stop a
So
prion?
10 years from now,
A complex
Republicans can say
folding
like,
protein.
"This is a failed
Real thing.
program. Why are
Unlife.
we wasting
With
money
the
on it?"
technology.
Right. And here's
50 years
here's the thing I have the investment in that we should bring in
Right.
for to replace it.
But there's a lot of like
Really? When they failed to step up,
contextualization
Mazel
of like
and his
how that is
partner.
happening,
Right.
like what
Opinions
other forces
expressed
are
here
going
do
on.
nothing.
and what is
I'm excited
war?
to read
My
it. And there's
position,
they were talking about another
my
book
parents
by
got ripped to
Michael
shreds in the
Lewis, who
revolution.
did The Big
I would
Short,
have
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
called "Who Is
They are
Government?"
what they are, anyway.
Who
Enough
is government?
sentiment.
And it's just
Glad
like
to
an
have been of
ethnography of
assistance.
like rank and file bureaucrats
Interesting.
who like. And this is like the notion that government should be boring. Like when
Right.
government starts to get exciting, you're in for a bad time.
Right. It's a Frederick Wiseman documentary that's 4 hours long.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just people talking.
Right.
And the most boring people you've ever met. Yeah.
But that's exactly what you want.
Yeah,
from bureaucrats
exactly. They
who are
should
just trying
be-
to keep the lights on.
Exactly.
Like-
That's they're really good at their jobs because
Yeah.
they know how it works, and
Right.
even though it is boring.
But the main argument, like one of the arguments is like FEMA starts to decline. The reason that Hurricane Katrina was so astronomically problematic was that after 9/11, FEMA gets rolled into the Department of Homeland Security.
Okay.
And all of the like tenured rank and file bureaucrats from FEMA who signed up to like deal with natural disasters
Right.
suddenly have this like policing role.
Interesting.
And so they just leave. They're like,
Yeah.
we didn't start a career to be a cop.
Yeah.
We started a career to like
anti-terrorist.
help people with like flooding.
Right. Exactly.
We're not cops. We don't want to be cops.
Yeah.
We quit. And
Right.
so like this huge wave
Interesting.
of like expertise leaves FEMA, and then Katrina hits, and so like
right.
all the people that know how to deal with that are like,
there.
we don't work for FEMA anymore.
Yeah. Fascinating. It's horrible, but fascinating. But I don't know. That there could be some good pushback to the kind of ontological ideas there, like a good kind of maybe contract where it's like, hey, despite the kind of maybe melancholy that we have for that lost future, there is maybe effective communities that are like creating something that could be positive, like Dropouts. Like there could be some sort of like positive examples of maybe not, government subsidized programs.
Well, I mean, the issue is it depends on like the goodwill of rich people.
That's
right.
It's a patron system again,
I mean, this is where like University of Chicago exists because Rockefeller's kids were too dumb to get into the Ivy League.
Right.
Right. And so we like built a school and poached a bunch of faculty from the Ivy League.
Right.
And so, like, it depends on a rich guy having a need to having enough social ties that he's obligated to care about that he's going to put financing toward a thing.
Or some sort of ulterior motive, right?
And unfortunately, all the rich guys we have now are like, let's try space!
Let's try space! Or let's ruin what's left of our world, you know? I don't know. You would have to historicize it, obviously. But there would be there could be a fascinating, effective conclusion to be like, hey, maybe there could be a good future, you know? I mean, we started watching it just reminds me because we started watching the space campaign from Dropout with Brandon Lee Mulligan. What's it? I don't know.
I haven't watched any of the whole.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's like Starstruck Oz or Starstruck.
Yeah. The issue is I don't want to watch people learn how to play D&D.
That's fair.
There's too many seasons that are like people who have never played before, and I'm like, I know this is important and useful to someone, but it's not to me.
Yeah. It's the season that Kit wrote most of their thesis about. So it's been fun to kind of engage with that, but it's like they're engaging with a space that's, you know, thinking about the kind of contemporary modes of like science fiction, and like there's a guy whose like whole body is just like has like a running debt like clock on him.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It could be a fun. There might be something in there that you could kind of, you know, extract, but it'd probably be a huge project.
Yeah. I have a lot of huge projects already on my plate.
Yeah, you know, I was gonna say you don't need enough for one.
I just added a new one with Julie, so.
Oh, really? Yeah. So there you go.
We're gonna try to build out an organized play structure with a database, and I have to find the theory to back it up. I think it's probably Putnam, but.
Well, sorry, Scarlett, we weren't.
We weren't paying attention at all.
It's okay. I think we got past like what I would consider like the intro. Like the case is really starting now. Like we know who died, yes. Why. Related mysteries now.
Some major players.
And we have a timeline. We were told 5 days before shit hits the fan. So
okay. So we're on the right track here.
We've discovered the clock.
Yeah.
we still don't have our badge. We still have our gun.
Badge or gun are still missing.
Oh, we also learned how long we've been working on the force. We've been on the force for 18 years and solved over 200 cases. So apparently we're really smart at some point.
Yeah, we are kind of a rockstar cop in a way. So.
18 years and 200 cases. That's just over 20 cases, or just over 10 cases.
Solved cases.
Solved cases.
There's a lot of unsolved.
For a homicide cop, that's pretty good.
Okay.
I guess next time we will learn more about these mysterious people we just discovered.
But was he a homicide cop the whole time?
Good question.
I mean, I guess we don't know for sure.
We don't know yet.
We're assuming. maybe we'll learn our name.
You don't start as a detective. That's all I'm saying.
But all the books just say you do.
That's private detective.
Yes, no, I'm just kidding.
Alright, see you on Wednesday.
Bye-bye.
See ya.